Ottawa announced today it will provide $5 million to help women entrepreneurs. The government says it's part of an effort to ensure an inclusive economic recovery out of the pandemic. Mary Ng is the Minister of Small Business, Export Promotion and International Trade. She's in St. John's. Hello, Minister. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Paul. It's really terrific to be here with you. And I'm thrilled that we're starting off talking about women entrepreneurs and how we're going to keep helping them in this road to economic recovery.
Yes, we are. Indeed, as you know, the pandemic has disproportionately impacted women during the pandemic. Specifically, how does your today's announcement help them?
Well, today's announcement builds on the work that we have been doing well before the pandemic. I have the wonderful opportunity of being the minister responsible for Canada's women's entrepreneurship strategy. This is about creating the kinds of supports that women entrepreneurs need to start their businesses, to grow their businesses, and certainly now as we are into economic recovery, making sure that businesses have advisory services, making sure that those ecosystems of supports are there for them, making sure that they get access to capital. Overall, just ensuring that our incredible women entrepreneurs and business owners have the support that they need, and it's more crucial now than ever on this road to recovery.
A cynic might say that sounds an awful lot like a pre-election announcement, so forgive me on that. But, your government has said you're extending pandemic relief to, recognize the need to continue to support workers and businesses. But wouldn't a federal election jeopardize that? I mean, you never know who's going to win in the end, right?
Well, in our budget, we committed to supporting Canadian businesses with emergency supports and to be sure that they had what they needed so that we can bridge them to the other side of this pandemic. We've been doing that since day one, supporting small businesses, whether it is to help them with rent, lockdown support, supporting them with small business loans, supporting them with wage subsidies so that they can keep their people on payroll. We've always said that that should businesses need to have additional support, that we would be there for them. We've been listening to businesses throughout this time. I certainly talk to businesses every single day, and we are seeing the economy reopen in different stages in different parts of the country. And this additional support is very much intended to be responsive to what businesses have asked us, which is to continue to help us on this road to recovery so that they have that stability that they have been counting on for these past many months.
But I guess the point is, wouldn't governing for another year sort of guarantee this kind of stuff goes forward as opposed to, having an election and rolling the dice on it?
Well, what we've said all the way along, what we've been doing all the way along is making sure that businesses get that support so that we can bridge them to the other side of this pandemic. And now that we're seeing with vaccination rates increasing as they are, we're doing very well here in Canada. I've been working with business organizations on initiatives like the Post Promise, which really is about people outside safely together, making sure that they're deploying tools like rapid screening, combined with vaccination, combined with their own public campaign initiatives to support local businesses all across the country in an effort to make sure that they have the tools and the resources and the support to get on this road to recovery. We've been doing this since day one of this pandemic, and today is not different. And as I said earlier, as the economies are reopening at different paces across the country, businesses certainly talk to me and to my colleagues in government about the need to continue this support. And that's exactly what you've heard the finance minister do, to extend this support to October so that businesses get on that more sure footing as they are slowly reopening.
Given all that talk, it'll be no surprise to you that there are, some businesses who feel the government's extension doesn't go far enough to support them. The tourism industry, for example, the association involving that industry, for example, says it won't be enough from keeping thousands of businesses from closing their doors permanently. What do you say to those businesses?
Well, to those businesses, and I'm here in Newfoundland, so I've been meeting with those incredible businesses. We've just invested $700 million through the Tourism Recovery Plan. There's a jobs and growth plan as well, intended to support those very small businesses, particularly in the tourism sector. We have rolled out, I have, as a small business minister, recognizing that there are sectors that are highly affected. So a highly affected recovery program to help businesses in the hospitality and the tourism sector. So it isn't a one size fits all. It's a range of supports that we have been putting out to businesses, really in responding to what they need in this recovery. And I'm pleased to continue to do that work. Today, I had an opportunity to meet with women entrepreneurs, with the Chamber, and we really talked about what it is that they need during this time of recovery. I met some businesses that are really ready to export and ready to get out into those international markets. We've been doing that through virtual trade missions. So it's been a really productive day to day, but indeed every day as I work with Canada's businesses, so that I'm really helping them for those that are looking to start, for those that are scaling up, and certainly those that are looking to access the international markets to which Canada's free trade agreements offers them to the tune of 1.5 billion customers in the global marketplace.
Speaking of marketplaces and such, I just want to switch gears just a little bit, but still under your area of responsibility. The U.S. Congress published text of President Biden's $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. There's a lot in that bill that tightens Buy American standards. I wonder how concerned you are about that.
Well, we've been working on this from day one. The Prime Minister, of course, raises the issue with the President, as have I. I was in Washington, D.C., my first international trip just a few weeks ago, speaking directly with my counterpart in the U.S. Trade Representative. I've been working with Canadian businesses as well as provinces and territories and Canadian workers' labor groups in an effort to make sure that we are taking a Team Canada approach and doing that advocacy, that really important advocacy to demonstrate how interconnected our supply chains are and how important Canada is. And my pitch to them is that you don't have a better partner than Canada, and that we are on the shared mission in economic recovery together. And just a couple of weeks ago, I met with my provincial and territorial partners so that we are also staying very coordinated in this advocacy work. To make sure that Canada continues to have that very preferential access to this very important trading partner and market.
And just lastly, I know this isn't in your jurisdiction directly, but I mean, you sit around the cabinet table. Your government has talked about how strong, back to COVID for a second, how strong public health measures ensure a stable economic recovery. So I'm wondering if you think it's a good idea for provinces to let go of pandemic measures such as testing and isolating those who test positive. I'm talking about Alberta, obviously.
Well, we've been working very closely with the provinces and territories throughout this pandemic, and we're going to continue to do that. My message, of course, to Canadian businesses, business leaders, and business groups, and to businesses themselves is that we are going to also support their efforts. Post Promise is an example. Deploying rapid screening tools through the chambers of commerces across the country is another. Doing our part, but in all of that, listening to our public health officials. We are very pleased with the rate of vaccination. And for those Canadians that have not yet gone out to get vaccinated, go do that. First shot and second shot. It is our best protection to not only reopen the economy, but to keep our economy open and to keep businesses open. This is the work that we are going to continue to do. Certainly, I will do that as the small business minister. And we're going to keep working with our provincial and territorial colleagues so that we are listening to public health direction, but that we're using all of the tools that are available to us in an effort to not only reopen, but to keep our economy open.
Thank you, Minister.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Mary
Great
Ng,
to talk to you.
Likewise. Mary Ng in St. John's tonight.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.